Okay. I don't think that this will see you, Robin, but if it shows up seeing you, then
It's okay. I
okay,
don't mind.
okay, okay. Yeah, we will see how it all pans out. Okay, all right. With that said, let's go ahead and ground down into our seat. Oh, also, just side note, really great little podcast that's on Spotify right now. Dysfunctional Family Story Time.
Oh, I have to write that down.
It's a good one. It's I've gotten a good show. It's you know, I think it shows you just some across the board humanity stuff, you know. And then I'm also launching a podcast. It's the email on it will go out tomorrow.
Okay,
so
cool.
We'll see that. And I'll be interviewing some folks. And so at some point in time, I should pull you into the interview sessions too. So I've got a few lined up right now, but yeah, you can kind of have a listen and then we'll kind of go from there. So
That sounds great.
yeah, I'm excited about it. It's just called Body. So
You're sending an email about that one?
Yeah, it'll be my newsletter. Yeah. Okay. All right. So grounding down through our sit bones. Let the crown of the head ascend up to the sky. Breathing in through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Let's go for 3 more big breaths. Big inhale. And exhale. Last 2. And exhale. The last one. Take your attention to your heart center. Just think of a person or place or an object that brings you joy. Let that space and that sense of joy begin to radiate from your heart, floating across the front part of the chest, to the collarbones, and then down to the tips of the shoulders. Moves down into the rib cage, to the armpits, the biceps, the triceps, the elbows, and the forearms. Works up into the throat and into the wrists, into the ribs, into the lungs, to the jaw, sockets of the eyes, hands, into the base of the belly. Down into the pelvis, into your seat. Moves down the tips of the fingers, into the temples. Moves into the hips, the pelvis and the groin, the tops of the thighs, the backs of the thighs. Rest steady in the hands. Moves up into the brow line, forehead, to the knees, shins and the calves, down into the ankles. Rest steady in the hands. Moves up to the crown of the head. At the top of the skull. Moves into the tops of the feet. The Achilles and the heels. The soles of the feet. And the toes. Allowing your body to sit in this pool of joy. Start our class from a space of gratitude. Giving gratitude for the energy of universal love. And sending love right back. Give gratitude for the moon and for the sun. To reminders of the balance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine within us. We give gratitude for the earth. She continues to produce and give, keeping us in a space of sheer abundance. Give gratitude for the indigenous peoples of this land, the Salish, the Kootenai, and the Blackfeet tribes. Always recognizing that land acknowledgement is the first baby step. Encouraging ourselves in our deeds and our actions to move with loving intention when we leave our mats. Give gratitude for this practice of yoga. And for Black and Brown people as the original creators of this practice. Give gratitude for our bodies and for ourselves. For our ancestors and our lineage. Recognizing both the triumphs and the transgressions. And our ability to leave things here as we move in the world. Be able to release them. We continue to engage in this circle of healing. If there's a person or persons, place or places you'd like to send extra love, blessings, or call in an order of protection for, you can do so now. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. Again, deep inhale. And exhale. Encouraging ourselves to stay in this space of joy throughout the entirety of our practice. If other things or feelings creep in, to bring ourselves back to that heart space. Then slowly blink open your eyes. Back into the room and into the space. Make some movements into fingers. Maybe through the shoulders. Maybe rocking back and forth through the neck. Maybe dipping the chin down towards the chest and pulling the head over to that opposite side. And slowly moving back through center line again. We'll do that 2 more times. Slowly moving down through the chin, compressing the thyroid, taking the head over to that opposite side, and slowly moving back down and through. And let the head rock back. Just a few rotations here. Not really slamming back the head, but just slow, steady movement, checking in with the front part of the throat as you do so, and then take it back that opposite way. Then bringing the head back to center line, holding on to the knees. Pull our chest forward, arching through the back, rolling down through the shoulder blades, seated cat-cow. Breathe into the chest and then exhale. Pull up and in on the low belly. Chin in towards the chest. Keep a grip on the knees with the hands and then inhale. Rock forward, pull up through the chest. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, heart draws forward. Exhale, pull back. Two more, inhale forward. Exhale back. And inhale, chest comes to center line, and slowly we'll turn a couple circles through our center, breathing with the heart and engaging the low belly as we move. Go for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1, and then go ahead and take it back that opposite way. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Come back to center line. Root down with that right hand, sweep that left arm up and over. Press into that palm. Keep a little mini micro bend in that elbow as you pull those left fingertips towards the right side of the room. Exhale, flip the palm and slowly pull yourself through center line. Same thing on that opposite side. Reach and stretch. Keep the heart lifted and elevated as the bicep kind of swings next to the ear, pulling with the fingertips. And then exhale, flip the palm, slowly bring yourself back to center. Inhale, arms come high. Exhale, pull the hands down through heart line. Interlock the fingers and press the palms away, round into yourself as you continue to press the arms and the hands away from you. And then inhale. Arms come high, press the palms up to the sky, kind of rock and shift back and forth side to side here. And then release the hands, bring them back behind you, interlock the fingers, and then rock back onto the fists, just popping up through the chest. Big inhale here. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Give your hands a nice little shake. That same thing again, inhale, arms come up high. Interlock your fingers the opposite way this time. Bring yourself down and press your hands out and away as you roll into yourself and press the arms away from you. Rounding through the upper part of the back. And then inhale, arms come high. Exhale, release the hands, they come back behind you, interlock the fingers that opposite way again, and then rock back onto the fists. Reach up through the heart and the chest, big inhale here. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Let's go ahead and rock forward onto our hands and knees. And then we'll just shift our seat back into a child's pose. So knees are wide, hands come out in front of us. You always have the option of taking like a pillow, I've been on this recently, or a block if you've got 2 blocks. And you can take them and roll them up or place them in the crease of your hips and let yourself come down and over the tops of the thighs and kind of lay on the tops of the pillows or the blocks. The blocks have a tendency to kind of dig into the belly a little bit. That's okay. You just want to be mindful of the lower part of the rib cage as you're breathing. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. One more time, big inhale. And exhale. And then go ahead and slowly walk the hands off to the left-hand side of the mat. That right hand, you can go on top of that left hand or extend just beyond it as you pull back through that right hip. Head hangs right in between the tops of the shoulders and the biceps. And slowly walk yourself through the midline. Same thing on that opposite side. Pull back through that hip. Lengthen through that left side body. As head relaxes in between the shoulders and the tops of the biceps. And exhale. And then slowly we walk our hands back to center. Lengthen through the spine one last time, pulling the third eye out in front of you just a little bit as you pull back through the sit bones. And then slowly walk the hands back towards the knees. Come up off of the tops of the thighs and we rock forward into our cat-cow. Hands are underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips. Inhale into our cow. Chest pulls forward. You can kind of rock back and forth side to side here a little bit. Tops of the feet are flat to the mat. And then exhale. Pull up and in on the low belly. Press into the palms. Round here. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, press and pull.
2 more. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, press. Inhale, back into table, flip the toes. And go ahead and hover the knees here in bear, big inhale. Exhale, hold. 2 more, big inhale, press into the palms, let the crown of the head sail forward. Tailbones pull back or hips pull back as tailbone tucks. And then go ahead and pop yourself right up into your down dog. Pedal out through the heels. Check in with your body just to see where it's at, what it's feeling. Rocking back and forth side to side through the hips a little bit. Hands are nice and wide. Checking in with the elbows. Nice deep inhale. Maybe glancing up towards the belly button as you press into the palms and lift the hips a little bit more. And then slowly tiptoe the feet up to meet the hands top of the mat. Let yourself just hang heavy here. Maybe shifting back and forth side to side through the hips a little bit. Checking in with the distribution of the weight of the body over both feet. And then go ahead and put a bend in that right knee, straighten through that left leg and take that right hand up to the sky. And slowly, same thing on the opposite side. Bend in that left leg. Right hand to the outside of the left foot, left hand up to the sky. Then exhale, let yourself fall down and over the tops of the thighs a little bit heavier. And then inhale, hands move up the front part of the shins, flat back. Trying not to hyperextend the knees, so pulling up on the quadricep muscles as you relax and release through the hamstrings and the glutes. And then exhale, let yourself fall down and over the tops of the thighs a little bit more, hang heavy. And then inhale, we pull ourselves all the way up to stand. Arms come high. Exhale, hands move down through heart line. Inhale, arms sweep. Exhale, swan dive down and over the tops of the thighs. Engage the low belly. Backs of the legs release. Hang heavy here. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, hands come down to the mat and let's step that left foot back behind us first this morning. Big inhale. That right knee is over that right ankle as you're pressing back through that left heel. Drop down to the foot and toe flips flat. Inhale. Pull yourself into this low crescent lunge. Pull forward with that right shin and pull back through your right hip. So making sure that you're not dropping, you're sinking in the hips, but you're not dropping too far into that left hip either. Nice deep inhale. And then that left elbow is going to come over your right knee, press into your palms and turn and look back behind you. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, slowly release. That left hand is going to come down to the inside of the right foot. Right hand reaches up to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, turn the torso parallel back down to the mat, plant the hands, flip the toes, and step that right foot back to meet that left. Press back through the heels, shift forward and drop down to the knees. Toes can foot flat, lower down, chin, chest, belly, baby cobra. Elbows staying close to the side body as shoulder blades roll down the back and heads of the shoulders pull forward. Big inhale. Exhale, slowly lower. Flip the toes, press to the knees, and puff the hips high, coming back into your down dog. Pedaling out through the feet. Left leg comes high, three-legged dog. Nice deep inhale. Shift forward, spot that left arm, step that left foot up to meet that left hand and press out with the right heel. As you drop down to the right knee, toes flip flat.
Inhale high, that low crescent lunge. Pull back through that right hip as you pull forward with that, left hip to pull forward with that left shin. And then that right elbow is gonna come to catch the outside of that knee again. Press into the palms and look past that left shoulder. Go ahead and slowly release. That right hand is gonna come down to the inside of that left foot or to a block. Left hand up to the sky. Hold here. And then go ahead and slowly release. Both hands come down to the mat, flip the back toes, pick up the back knee, engage your right glute as you step your right foot up to meet your left. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale down and over the tops of the thighs. And then inhale, we sweep ourselves all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands move down through heart line. We're gonna do the same thing again, right leg leading this time. So inhale, arms come high. Exhale down and over the tops of the thighs. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, right foot steps back behind, press back through the heel, check in with the hips and drop down to that right knee, toes foot flat. Inhale, we lift ourselves high, low crescent lunge, lifting up and out of the low back. As hands move down through heart line, that right elbow catches the outside of that left knee, press into your palms. Look back past that left shoulder. Release, that right hand comes down to the inside of that left foot and left hand comes up to the sky. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, both hands plant, flip the back toes and press out through the back heel and step that left foot back to meet the right. Shift forward, drop down to the knees. Lower down, chin, chest, belly, baby cobra. Elbows in close to the side body, roll back and down through the shoulder blades. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Flip the toes, press to the knees, and pop your hips high, down dog. Pedal out through the heels, check in with the hands. Right leg comes high, three-legged dog, big inhale. Shift forward, right foot, right hand, pop the left toes back out and over. Right knee over, right ankle. Back knee drops, toes split. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, hands move down through heart line. And then that left elbow catches the outside of that right knee again. Press into your palms, turn and twist and look back behind you. And then release. Left hand inside of right foot, right hand comes up to the sky. And then exhale, both hands come down to the mat, flip the back toes, pick up the back knee and step left foot up to meet right. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, down and over the tops of the thighs. And then inhale, we pull ourselves all the way back up to stand. Exhale. Hands move down through heart line. We'll run through a sun A. So inhale, arms come high. Exhale, down and over the tops of the thighs. Engage your low belly. Let yourself hang really heavy here. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step, step, back into plank. Big inhale. Shift forward. Let's lower and hover. Inhale, forward facing dog. Press down through the tops of the feet. Roll back and down through the shoulders. Big inhale. And then exhale, roll over the toes simultaneously. Press back to your down dog.
Pedal out through your heels. Hands are wide, hips are high. And exhale. Good spot to the outside of our pinkies. And we're gonna step our feet wide. And come down into a low squat. Big inhale. Making sure that our knees don't go too far past our toes. Shifting back and forth side to side here. Opening up through our seat. Extend that left hand or that right hand beyond your toes. And then your left hand is going to come up to the sky. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, bring yourself back to center. Hands coming into prayer, press into your palms, and then same thing on that opposite side, reset. That left hand beyond the toes, inhale, reach high. And then slowly take your hands back to center line. Hands come down to the mat. And then you're just gonna press into your palms as you lift through the hips. And then heel toe your feet back to center. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, down and over the tops of the thighs. And then inhale, we pull ourselves back to stand. Exhale. Hands move down through heart line. Do one more sunny. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, down and over the tops of the thighs. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back into your plank. Big inhale, press back through the heels, shift forward, we lower and lift. Big inhale. Breathing into the base of the belly. Exhale. Roll over the toes and press back. And then spot right in between the two thumbs this time. Just step, feet come up to meet hands. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, down and over. And then inhale, we pull ourselves all the way up to stand. Exhale. Hands come down to heart line. Let's go ahead and just step back with that right foot. That right foot comes to a 45-degree angle. Front foot is on straight. So warrior one for a moment as you rotate that hip around and then press into the soles of the feet, opening up into your warrior two. Nice deep inhale. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. Maybe put a little bit more of a bend in that front knee. And then exhale, pull yourself up, extend through the front leg, hinge at the hip, hand to shin, left hand to the sky. Triangle pose. Put a bend in your front knee and then extend that right hand towards the front of the room, opening up through the chest. And then slowly bring yourself back up. Pivot on the ball of that back foot, little mini half hop up the mat. And then inhale, arms high. Exhale, come down and over the tops of the thighs. Pyramid pose. And then inhale, we pull ourselves back up to stand and step that right foot up to meet the left. Same thing again, opposite side. Step that left foot back behind. Inhale. High crescent lunge first to start, and then you can drop that back heel, kind of rotating that hip around for a moment, engaging that glute before you press down through the soles of the feet and open into your warrior two. Nice deep inhale here. Flip the front palm and reverse your warrior. Nice deep inhale. And then straighten through the front leg, hinge the hips back, reach through the fingers and hand comes down to shin. Opposite hand comes up to the sky, big inhale here. And then exhale, put a bend in the front knee. That right or left hand is gonna come by towards the front of the room. Left bicep by the ear, big inhale. And then slowly we pull ourselves back up, pivot,
on the ball of that back foot. And then left foot hops, the mini half hop up the mat. So making sure that we're not kicking down into this hip, but lifting and keeping our hips in a nice straight line. And then lifting out of the midline as we come down and over, coming into pyramid pose. Pulling forward with our heart as we pull back through that right hip and forward with that left. Bending down through the big toe mound. One more time, big inhale here. And then slowly we lift ourselves back up. Step that left foot up to meet that right, and then inhale, arms high. Exhale. Hands move down through heart line. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, come down and over the tops of the thighs. Engage the low belly, hands plant, step back into your plank, and then drop down to the knees. Toes flip flat and come down and onto your seat. And then you can rock over to your right or left hand side. And taking your legs out in front of you. Let's go ahead and come into a janu, which is just more of that right foot inside of the left thigh, pressing the sole into the thigh and turning the torso towards that straight leg. And then inhale, arms come high, and exhale, just let yourself fall down and over. Hands can always hook at the base of the foot, up by the ball of the foot, dropping down through the elbows. Nice deep inhale here. And exhale. One more time, big inhale. And then exhale, slowly walk the hands back up, rock back on the seat, change up the feet. That right leg is extended, sole of that left foot, the inside of the thigh, turn towards that straight leg, and then inhale, arms rise high. Exhale, come down and over. Interlock your fingers at the base of the foot and pull forward with the heart in the chest. Elbows drift to the outside of the calves. Nice deep inhale. And then exhale, slowly walk the hands back up the legs. Take both of the legs out in front of you. You can keep a bend in the knees if you want to. Hold a seat back and behind. And then let yourself come down and over the tops of the thighs. And you can slowly just work to move your seat back to straighten your legs. Trying to keep a nice flat back as you come into it. Keeping those feet flexed. Relaxing and releasing the back sides of the hamstrings, the glutes, and the backs of the knees. Nice deep inhale. Breathing into the upper part of the back and letting the lungs expand the back part of the rib cage. Low belly still pulling up and in as we're engaging on a forward fold. And slowly we walk our hands back up. Let's go ahead and shift our seat forward and come all the way down onto our back. We'll just do a really quick set of abs today, Robin. So go ahead and take the soles of the feet up off of the mat. Hands can come down to the sides and soles of the feet come up to the sky. Nice deep inhale, flex like you're pressing the ceiling away. And then we're just gonna lift through the hips. So lifting here, right? So tucking the tailbone on the left. We go for 8, 7, 6, 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Nice deep inhale.
Exhale. We're gonna reach up to touch towards the toes for 8, 7, 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Big inhale. Exhale, put a bend in the knees. Hands come back behind the head. Lengthen through that right leg, right elbow to left knee, and then left elbow to right. Just bicycle it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then knees and elbows together to touch. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Big compression of the thyroid. Big inhale. Exhale, hold. One more time, big inhale. And then exhale, go ahead and slowly lower the soles of the feet down to the earth. Elbows stay out to the side. Basic crunches to stop here or to end. We go for 8, 7, 6, 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and slowly lower all the way down. Go ahead and take that right ankle, cross it over the top of that left thigh and pull the knees into the chest. Recline figure 4. Hands come back behind that thigh as you pull the legs in and pull down through the low part of the back. Nice deep inhale. Breathing into that right hip. And go ahead and slowly release. Same thing on that opposite side. Ankle crosses, that knee presses out towards the left. Hands come back behind the thigh and you pull the knees into the chest. Slowly release. Pull both knees up into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug here. Let the head come all the way back down. Pull down through the low back. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Big inhale. And exhale. Again, big inhale. And exhale. Release the legs, let them come all the way down to the end of the mat. Hands come out to the sides, palms face up to the sky. Coming into your Shavasana. Nice deep inhale. I've been focusing on Samadhi, which is the conscious union with the divine, and understanding that our consciousness, although I think a lot of us have been taught to think that consciousness is a mind space, it's actually a heart space, which I think is a lot easier for us to understand as women, right? And probably as men too, if they let themselves tap into it, right? So when individual consciousness unites with the divine consciousness, the illusion of separateness dissolves. And this is Samadhi. The world that we visit during Samadhi has no tangible language. It is a state beyond description. It can only be experienced. If we stir a cup of sugar into a pitcher of water, it seems to disappear. We may not be able to see it yet. If we taste the water, we recognize the sugar by its sweetness. Because the sugar has been completely absorbed in the water, their union creates a new expression. And from then on, it becomes impossible to separate the two. The effect of sugar merging with water is similar to our gathering consciousness merging into the divine. When consciousness unites in Samadhi, unlike the space of contemplation or meditation,
The distinction between the individual consciousness, what is called the chitta, and the eternal consciousness, the chid, dissolves. So trying to comprehend samadhi, union with divine consciousness before we've experienced it is like trying to understand being in love before it happens. A child might ask her mother what it feels like to be in love. With great introspection, her mother may answer, "It is not something that can be explained in words. It is beyond our understanding of what joy can mean. All I can say is you will know it when it happens." Samadhi is like this. It's important to remember that some of these elevated states are temporary. They still hold seeds that can sprout. These states, while very powerful, are not potent enough to eliminate all the seeds of our karma. Even if it appears that our minds and emotions have been totally transformed, the seeds have the ability to germinate given the proper conditions. So we may attain those great heights for a time and then be relegated back to jurisdiction of the mind and emotions. So to remember and to remind ourselves that if we think of ourselves in that concept of like a river, right, that there is going to be an ebb and the flow, and sometimes we might eddy out. The goal is to be able to be kicked back out into that stream of consciousness where we're flowing towards the ocean, right? And it's an infinite process, like a figure eight. I'm moving back and forth with things. So we come back to that reflection of being kind to ourselves. As we started our practice today, focusing on giving our attention to someone or something that brings us joy. Just encouraging ourselves and asking ourselves the question, can we hold ourselves in that same space of joy? Can we see us as others would hold us in that space? That is the mirror of all of this. So as we hold others, others too hold us. And therefore we have to see ourselves within that space in order for all of this to work. It's easier to cast our gaze outside of ourselves in order to look for that acceptance or that knowing. Based on our energy today, in the room and in the space, card for us to take with us this week as we come into the holiday and into the full moon: clarity. Planning and releasing illusion. The Ego Priestess heralds a time of productivity and clarity for you. This card is telling you to sharpen your focus on your own goals right now. You have the vision now to make plans and set them in motion. Think of how the eagle's lofty perspective allows it to see far off prey and adjust its actions, anticipating changes before they arise. Real plans, not just fantasies, are called for. So get clear about your goals and what it will take to achieve them. This newfound clarity requires you to release any present or past illusions that you've been holding on to. These may be false assumptions about situations or people in your environment. So be honest with yourself about others' intentions and about your own plans and their potential outcomes. Illusions also sometimes encompass deeper aspects of yourself. So even if you think you no longer carry old hurts or misinformation, you may be subtly influenced by fears and limitations you've unwittingly accepted as truth. The ego calls you to look deep within and reclaim your inner strength. As you do so, your true power becomes more clearly directed and your creativity starts to take shape. The vibrant golden color surrounding the eagle signifies greater mental activity, brightness of mind. Great value is coming to your life. Don't be surprised to find the time before you opening up with new ideas, accuracy, inspiration, and even prosperity. It's time to get clear about who you are and what you want and how you're going to get there. This card is telling you plan, prepare, and prosper. I release illusion and confusion. I think clearly, focus on my plans, and let my light shine. Good nice deep inhale. And exhale. Again, big inhale. And exhale. Last round of breath, big inhale. And exhale. When you're ready, Robin, you can slowly roll over to your right or left-hand side and make your way up to a simple seat. Hands can come to heart center, or they can rest down on the knees. The divine light, the divine feminine, divine masculine, and the divine love and joy in me sees, honors, and reflects the divine light, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the divine love and joy in you, Robin, and collectively, all of us. Thank you always for sharing your practice with me, for trusting me with your mind, body, soul, and spirit. To that I say, go in peace and serve love always.
Go in peace, Erin, and serve love always.
Always. I'm going to turn off this recording. Recording stop.